afternoon, everyone. Well, few football matches have so much riding on them for those involved. To reach the Football League, as difficult as it is desired, Chesterfield and Notts County meet under the Wembley arch, where dreams both come true and are shattered into pieces. Players motivated as much by the fear of failure as the yearning for victory. Supporters come here knowing it could be one of their best or worst days as a football fan. The playoffs, as Chesterfield and Notts County fans know well, are as brutal as they are brilliant. A precious place in the EFL on the line. This truly is winner-takes-all, high-stakes football, Adam Berger.
Yeah, brilliant. I'd say one of the most unique days in football anywhere in the world, in terms of where these clubs have come from, what this league provides. I must say, what an atmosphere we do have inside Wembley Stadium. It's a real special occasion for these players that have worked so hard this season to get to this game. But what a game we got in store.
And you've been where they stand now. Put us in the players' minds.
You just want the game to start now. The formalities of the handshakes and the national anthem and the day leading up to it with the pitches and coming to the ground. The players now want to get out there. The players now want to go and do their jobs and go and win a game of football.
Such a sense of occasion. Travelled down the M1 myself today. So many cars you went past had either black and white or blue and white scarves hanging out the windows. They've travelled en masse from Derbyshire and from Nottinghamshire. Whose day will it be? And we will pause now at Wembley for the national anthem that will be sung today by Martin Toll.
If you're able, please be upstanding for the national anthem performed by Martin Toll.
Any Football League promotion is truly earned. The National League season, a severe test of endurance and resolve. 5 seasons in a row at this level for Chesterfield. It's Notts County's 4th. For one, the frustration ends today. For the other, it continues. Each set of supporters hoping this is finally their day. It is a day that brings both opportunity and jeopardy. We will ultimately witness the starkest of contrasts. A precious promotion for the winner, accompanied by adulation and celebration. For the losing side, it is straight back to the beginning. The teams who finished the regular season 2nd and 3rd on the pitch at Wembley. What a match in prospect. All set to go then. Who will step forward on the big day? It is all on the line. This is real high-stakes football.
It is. I've been there myself, and this is a game that is so important, but it's a great game to win, to go up via the playoffs here at Wembley Stadium. It's a very lonely place for the losers that come away from this ground today without the victory. But it's a real great game on paper. I mean, they've had good games this season. They've always played well against each other.
Early involvement here for Clough. It's certainly an opportunity to put one in the box. Early doors here for the Spirates.
Well, they use the space down the outside really well. Just gets a little bit too much time there. I think Cameron can just go a little bit tighter towards there. He's expecting that ball just to dip a little bit more than that, but it's a decent start from Chesterfield.
What a spectacular start that would have been. A player who's been really influential since arriving at Chesterfield, signed by that man, Paul Cook, who's won 3 promotions as a manager, but never via the playoffs. 3 failed attempts, 2 at Chesterfield, 1 with Portsmouth. And the referee here has decided to award Chesterfield a free kick here inside the Notts County box. He's kicked it twice there, Slocum. Not quite sure what was running through the goalkeeper's mind there.
Before, Adam.
Must be wondering what his goalkeeper was thinking, and it's presented Chesterfield with a golden opportunity here. Oldacre is one of those stood over this. King and Colclough are there as well.
So Oldacre got that free kick against Bromley in that semi-final game, but you literally just got to tap it and you just got to hit the ball as hard as you can. I mean, this Notts County will have to stay big, stay strong and not split.
Just over 2 minutes gone.
So it goes to Jeff King. I think he's just going to lay it and he's going to try and hit it as hard as he can.
And they're just going to have to throw their bodies in the way of this Notts County. What a start this could be to the promotion final for Chesterfield. Can they make the most of what is a golden opportunity?
It's interesting because Dallas is standing in front of Sam Slocum, so he can't see. You've got to be 10 yards back.
King ready to hit this. Oldacre, the player stood just to the left of the ball. Goodness knows what must Slocum be thinking here. So it's King, and they just threw themselves in the way of it and did enough.
I think Slocum got a hand on that. Came off his line really, really quickly. I thought Jeff King was a little bit square of the ball there, rather than just going right behind it. Just the way that the ball was played square to him, it gave enough time for Notts County to come out and close that one down.
Grimes. It's one for Dallas to chase, but out comes Slocum. A far from ideal start for the Notts County goalkeeper. He's the only player to start today that also started the 2020 final.
I just thought the way that the angle that King is there, it's taken a couple of seconds for him to get the connection on the ball that allowed the Notts County players to come out. And Slocum did really well in the end. And in fairness, the mistake that he made, he then went and kicked it again rather than just leaving it.
What do you put that down to, that mistake? Is that just nerves?
I think you have to say it's nerves. Play all the games and all the experience you can do, but mistakes can be made. And these are the days that you can't afford to make too many.
Grimes was put under pressure, but just got the pass away to Clements. Dallas has made the run over the top, and the flag has stayed down, and Slocum came out quickly, and he got a vital touch, but Dallas is there again. He's given a penalty. Penalty to Chesterfield. Notts County can't believe it. It's such a big early call, this, from Matt Corlett. Less than 5 minutes gone.
We spoke about the high line before the game, and that is the high line that they've capitalised on really, really well. It's a ball over the top. He gets a hand on it. Dallas tries to put it over him, but then it's a follow-through afterwards that this is given for. It's a penalty. He's played him afterwards, he can hit the hand, but it's a follow-through afterwards. It's exactly the same as someone playing the ball and then taking the player afterwards. Free kicks are given.
Well, they've had 6 penalties this season. Chesterfield, they've scored 5 of them. But Dallas, who will step up to take this, is yet to take one for them this season. Now he takes one in the promotion final. The chance to give the Sparrites the lead. Inside 6 minutes. Dallas for Chesterfield, and he scored! What a start for the Sparrites! A man on the losing side in last season's promotion final with Solihull. scores the penalty that puts Chesterfield in front early doors at Wembley.
Well, just incredible. You try and plan for games and then just sometimes things like this just happen. And Notts County have not started this game well at all. And I have to say, it's just a cool, confident penalty to siphon that down the middle and wait for Slocum to move. Brilliant start from Chesterfield.
Couldn't have dreamed for a better start here, the Spirites. He was saying in an interview this week, Andy Dallas, how he didn't really handle the nerves and the excitement in last season's promotion final very well. You got the feeling that he had a huge sense of regret about that game at London Stadium, said he peaked too early. Scored early today.
The story of my career.
Awful start for Notts County.
It is, but what I will say is that the manner that they have played with this season, there's enough minutes left to turn this game around and go back to the original game plan of keeping the ball, moving the ball, using their attacking play as well. But defensively at the moment, they just look very, very shaky. That ball over the top, I knew it would cause an issue, and Chesterfield have capitalised on that really, really well.
You might have noticed that the Chesterfield bench were speaking to the fourth official, Scott Jackson, and they're making the point, Adam, that they feel that Slocum might have been sent off.
Well, they'll certainly be looking for that, wouldn't they? They now need these couple of minutes now, Notts County, to get a little feel of the ball, try and get into their rhythm of play.
And straight away, very early on, we saw that Chesterfield sought to exploit the high line that Notts County played. Cleared by Palmer. Headed forward by Clements. This is Nemain. Rawlinson, Bostock. Just need to regain their composure here, Notts County.
That's what they need now. And this is what they would have wanted in the first couple of minutes, to try and dominate the ball early and make Chesterfield work. But it's been on the other way round.
So often has to play the role of sweeper, keeper, Slocum, with the high line that Notts County play.
But when you've got time on the ball as a defender and the ball's going over the top, you have to drop as a defensive line. You have to. And this is the area that I've been really impressed with Chesterfield, with the likes of Colclough coming in, the likes of Dallas coming in. They've now got pace going in behind. I always felt that was probably missing from their team in terms of what they could offer in the top half of the pitch, but now they've got that pace in abundance. And they've got their early goal as well, which will certainly help their nerves as well.
Bostock to Baldwin. One of the heroes of the semi-final. Baldwin got his first couple of goals for Notts County. As Rawlinson looks for Nemain. The battle between Nemain and Clements down the Notts County right could be a key one.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get a lot of joy down the flanks, Notts County, with Chickson on one side, Nemain on the other. With Chesterfield playing the back four, so there'll be a lot of work for Bailey Clements and Jeff King to then go out and try and stop those balls coming in.
It's worth reminding you, after such a big refereeing call so early on in this game, there is no VAR in use in the National League playoff finals. There is going to be in the EFL playoffs this season. Goal line technology not in use today either. Header by King, back to Fitzsimmons. I guess this is a day as a football supporter where you arrive knowing your day will either end in undescribable delight or crushing disappointment. And the Notts County fans will be fearing the worst already. Got a long time to try and recover it, though.
Yeah, I just said that when they conceded the goal. 7 minutes in, you've still got plenty of time to work your way back into the game and keep to the original game plan.
Been given away here to Rodriguez. In towards Langstaff, just a little too far in front of him, but it's a first opening there for Notts County. And they needed that little bit of encouragement.
Yeah, we can't afford to be misplacing the passes there. And those kind of areas, when you've got players like him and him, they're going to be feeding on those mistakes. Spencer just doesn't quite get the ball to Grimes. I think it'd have been just on an offside position anyway. Corley Langstaff when that ball got crossed into the box.
Luke Williams seeking his first managerial promotion. Says to lead Notts County back to the EFL would be the highlight of his career. I thought that was interesting before the game when he was speaking to Becky Ives. He said that he was putting on a front, admitted to feeling some anxiety. A very honest interview for him, but said his players are in a good shape. But it's been given away now by Palmer. It's Dallas again for Chesterfield, and now Mandeville will get to it. Or will he? No, taken away from him. An important challenge there.
Just needed to be braver, Adam. Only left foot, rather than just trying to cut back in on your right.
Rodriguez to Nemain. Really open contest already, this.
Yeah, great game. So we knew we too had big clubs here with quality on show. Not disappointed yet so far.
Baldwin. Here's the captain, Carl Cameron, one of 5 Notts players in the Team of the Year. Palmer. There's no player in the National League played more key passes into the final third this season than Palmer. Certainly something to keep an eye on now. Key source of creativity. This is Rodriguez, though. And he gets Notts County's first corner.
Well, the switch is on every single time for Notts County. Nemain is really hugging that touchline on the right-hand side, and then you've got Chickson on the left-hand side here.
Langstaff and Chickson inside the 6-yard box. Palmer has gone across to take this. Can they react and recover quickly here, Notts County? Rodriguez. Palmer with the chance to cross. It's a nice turn initially by Dobler. Notts County seem to have woken up now, starting to play. Just didn't quite keep that in. Nemain.
Yeah, that's the diagonal I'm talking about that they can use early on. Because it unsettles Chesterfield a little bit in terms of their defensive shape. If his side take too long on the ball, then Chesterfield can get back into their shape and really guard off that. But if you switch the ball quickly, then players have to move quickly, and it's a lot harder to defend against.
Rodriguez seeing a lot of the ball in the last 5 minutes. Here's Bostock, cleverly done. Palmer, Baldwin. Cameron. Fired forward by Bostock, but Langstaff was coming back from an offside position. Rodriguez it was who slid in there. Notts County have got the decision. Clements the player down for the Spirots. Certainly a committed challenge from Rodriguez. With several good chances in that semi-final against Boreham Wood, Rodriguez, but what a source of goals and creativity he's been this season. No other player in the National League with more assists, and he got 18 goals as well.
He's been brilliant, hasn't he, over the last 2 seasons in particular. I think he's become a more all-rounded player this season under Luke Williams in terms of his work rate with and without the ball. And I say his qualities as well. Trying to pick that pass, that link-up play with Macaulay Langstaff.
Challenge from behind on Chickson by Palmer.
Take a little bit of skill there from Adam Chickson. It's Palmer just being forward into the challenge here. Doesn't really need to be making it.
Palmer. Rawlinson. Space out wide for Nemain. Langstaff waiting on the edge of the area. Nemain goes on the outside. Austin's in there as well. It's a great cross! Oh, it just needed a touch. Brilliant run from Nemain.
Well, that's why he is so clinical. And these are the areas that Chesterfield certainly have to be aware of. It's Austin, isn't it, that makes a run across the near post. Just can't quite get the touch on it. And they've reacted well since conceding the goal, Notts County.
Much more like it, isn't it, from the team who finished second this season. Finished 23 points ahead of Chesterfield, who they play today and who have the lead against them. Mandeville. So much flair in the final third for Chesterfield, with players like Mandeville and Dallas, Dobra and Colclough. Unlike Notts County, they haven't got an out-and-out centre-forward who will get you 20 goals a season, but they've got lots of players who will chip in and weigh in. Good run here by Dobra. 3 players arriving on the edge of the box. Can he pick one of them out? It was blocked by Rawlinson.
And it's a good run down the outside there from Dobra. You see it from Chesterfield quite a few times, Adam, where they will create so many chances early on. They need to start taking these chances a lot more. But they're getting a lot of joy down the flank, especially on the outside of the 3 centre-halves.
It's King who's going across to take this. Another superb season from him in the National League Team of the Year. Slocum showed early signs of nerves. They'll look to put him under pressure again here, but overhit by King. Unusual for him, that.
Well, he couldn't have written a better start, could he? Coming into this game. Getting that early goal was always so important for his team to get that first goal.
We do have 2 sides absolutely full of goals out there today. Chesterfield have scored 15 across their last 5 games, 14 in Notts County's last 5 games. It's a fixture that we've covered a lot over the years on BT Sport. Notts County and Chesterfield, it nearly always delivers, doesn't it, in terms of drama?
Yeah. That's what you want to see in these finals sometimes, that what's brought you to this wonderful arena, the success that you've shown this season, as Chris Hargreaves and the boys said pre-match. Nothing changes. Keep to the game plan of what's been so successful for you.
Bostock. Again, the space is out wide for Nemain. He'll love playing on this pitch. Skips away from one challenge, and the ball in was good too. Perhaps deserved better. It's Austin who got on the end of it, but all the threat from a Notts County perspective is coming through Nemain. Yeah,
I mean, the switch is on again every single time. And I really do favour Nemain in these one-on-one areas, and twice now. Once he's got past the player, he's got a delivery into the box, and this time it was Austin that made the late run into it. Just come off the shoulder.
Reached the National League North playoffs last season, Sam Austin with his previous club, Kidderminster. Ended up losing out. Of course, they're in the final in National League North this season. Kidderminster up against Brackley tomorrow, another game that will be live on BT Sport. Baldwin. I guess from a psychological perspective, Adam, Notts County here will be calling upon last weekend, won't they, when they were in such a difficult position, trailing by 2-0 against Boreham Wood to come back. They've shown powers of recovery on many occasions this season.
Yeah, you'll take a lot of confidence from that. Say last weekend against Luke Garrard's side, they're in by far a worse situation than what they find themselves in 20 minutes into this first half.
Mike Jones, very experienced Mike Jones, is the player Dan injured here. That's why we have this break in play at Wembley. Let's remind you of what we do have coming up on our channels. The National League South promotion final tomorrow at lunchtime, 12:15 on BT Sport 3. We've got both of the finals of the 6th tier for you tomorrow, and as I've just mentioned, at St James Park, Brackley Town against Kidderminster tomorrow at 3, BT Sport 3. They too should be two really good occasions, but what a difficult start to the game this man had.
Yeah, I mean, this happens, doesn't it? The ball over the top. I think the more you see it, it's the right decision, it's the right call. And it's a cool penalty as well from Andy Dallas. That's given Chesterfield this lead in this promotion final.
Believe it or not, that the first penalty scored in a 5th tier playoff final, excluding penalty shootouts. It's quite a remarkable statistic in itself, that, isn't it? But Dallas dispatched it, and Chesterfield have the lead. But they will still retain plenty of hope in light of what happened last weekend. Palmer back to Fitzsimmons. Oldacre to Grimes. Clements. Dobra had made the run down the left. This is Rawlinson. Mandeville, he's got Dallas in the box. Colclough's arriving as well. Oh, brilliantly done by Mandeville. And they scramble it clear.
Just those moments again I've been talking about.
Colclough to Mandeville. King made the room for the cross and then put into touch by Carl Cameron.
Yes, I mean, it's a key area for Paul Cook's side down that left-hand side. Dobra with that early chance, trying to get the cross in there, it was blocked. This time it was Mandeville's opportunity to try and find a Chesterfield player.
Grimes. Bostock. A little longer this time. Jones seems to have shaken off that knock. He performs a really important role, Jones, right in front of the Chesterfield back line.
What I will say is that Paul Cook's side have been very, very brave on the ball. I thought they'd be turning Notts County a lot earlier, but they're not. They're trying to play into midfield and draw Notts County up at a higher line and then play that ball in behind a little bit later.
Mandeville, he really is this season playing with so much confidence. Colclough. Oldacre. King. Playing some nice stuff here, Chesterfield. Mandeville with the chance to cross. Slocum was there for Notts County. And how cool was Chickson? Palmer, Bostock. Notts County urged forward, and here they come with Austin. Langstaff's made the run down the left. Rodriguez is central. Chickson coming up on the outside. Chickson's cross. Nemain will keep it going. Rodriguez. Palmer. Nemain. Again has Clements in front of him. Fired into Rodriguez. Mandeville. Dobra. Colclough's come inside. So open this game. It's well defended by Carl Cameron, who didn't panic at all there.
He done well in the end there, Carl Cameron.
Bostock. Palmer. Baldwin. Rawlinson. Bostock wants it back again. A lot of the play is going through him for Notts County. Chickson. He's got Austin in support. Two in the box. Austin with the cross. Just too much on it, really.
Disappointing there from Sam Austin, especially with the time and space he had on the ball to look up and put a better ball into the box. This is where I say Chesterfield have been a lot braver with the ball, playing it into midfield and trying to suck Notts County up and then play the ball in behind.
They came down to London on Thursday afternoon, Chesterfield. Paul Cook was saying they went out for an Italian meal that night and trained Friday morning. They came to have a look at Wembley yesterday as well. In fact, both sets of players did that, which is always wise, really, when you're playing here, because there's such a wow factor about the place. You want to get that out of the way, really, the day before the game. Rawlinson. Nemain. Well-timed challenge by Dobra, who scored big goals for Chesterfield in the FA Cup this season, 5 in 5 games, including 2 in that amazing 3-3 draw with West Brom. Palmer, again, Nemain is on his way. Pulled back superbly towards Austin, and Rodriguez is there, and King did enough. Is there a counter on now? Mandeville's peeled off to the left here. Dallas is central, just had to watch his run to try and stay onside. And we see that really high line from Notts County. He's onside here, Dallas. He's got Mandeville central. Colcliffe's arriving too. It's Dallas, and Colcliffe wants it, and it's deflected behind. He was able to bring that such a long way.
They've had 3 chances now down that left-hand side, and this is what I was talking about. Chesterfield creating chances, but not capitalising on it. The time and space that Andy Dallas has got there to make a decision. By the time he got to the byline, it was far too late.
Said before the game, Andy Dallas, that they'd looked a lot at Notts County, done their analysis, and said that they felt there's chinks in the armour, and he said specifically defensively, and I think we've seen that in the early stages of the game.
Notts County do not look defensively stable. Every time that Chesterfield have had decent possession and the ball's gone in behind, they've had a chance of an opportunity of a cross.
It's Dobra's ball in that time. It was cleared by Baldwin. How much of a factor in this defensive vulnerability for Notts County, Adam, that we see right now, that we saw last week, and is to do with this high line that they play?
We saw it at Wrexham as well. The way that they got their goals back in those games. It's brought them success this season as well, so it's sometimes hard to try and justify criticism, but I always find here the space on a Wembley pitch can be utilised so well.
I'm sure Luke Williams would say and point out, and he'd be right to do so, that Notts had the second best defensive record in the National League.
That's what I say
this season.
So it's hard to criticise, as you mentioned there, with the second best defensive record. But at the moment, they've had 3 or 4 chances down that left-hand side, and with a better ball, they may have found themselves another goal, Chesterfield.
Slocum just surveying the options, picks out Palmer. Austin. Nemain. Looking for Austin again, but just overcooked it. It's had a good first half an hour, Nemain. Player who missed the eliminator defeat against Grimsby last season through suspension. Nemain has been a good source of assists on that right-hand side for Notts this season. Somebody who's played for clubs the size of Manchester City and Rangers. Referee wanting a word here with Baldwin. Said that semi-final last weekend was one of the best feelings he's ever felt. Those 2 goals that he got to rescue Notts County. What a big week of Champions League action we have to look forward to. Can Milan turn it around in the derby against Inter at San Siro Tuesday at 7-1? And then the following night at the Etihad, it's all square after the first leg in Spain between Manchester City and Real Madrid. What an occasion that will be in Manchester. Baldwin. Bostock. Movement from Rodriguez, comes wide here to Chickson. Chance to have a run at King. Goes on the outside, or at least tries to, Chickson, but King was wise to that. Held his ground really well, the Chesterfield defender, but then gives it away to Bostock. Cameron. Baldwin. Rawlinson. Chickson. Just behind Langstaff. Just bounced off Clements. Rawlinson. Nemain. Clements had backed off for a minute. And Nemain's ball over towards Chickson. Off the head of King. Baldwin. Chesterfield appealing. And the flag stays down. Palmer. Can somebody unlock the door here for Notts County as we start to approach the final 10 minutes of the half? Baldwin looking for Nemain. Brought down beautifully. Austin. Rawlinson. Chickson. So patient in their approach play, Notts County. That never changes, whatever the situation, as we saw right in the closing stages against Boreham Wood last weekend.
Yeah, they're just trying to look for the switch of play every single time, but then they're looking for Rodriguez and Austin to try and find those little pockets of space with that forward pass and then get on a half turn.
Palmer's come out to this near side. Cameron. Good period of possession this for Notts County, but it's whether at some point they can move through the gears and really trying to hurt Chesterfield. Bostock. Nemain. Palmer. And really need to get Langstaff more involved in the game here. Chickson.
Just disappointing at the moment, just in terms of that final ball.
Nemain. Rodriguez to Palmer. Chickson. Goes for the 1-2, Rodriguez to Palmer. Chesterfield continue to defend well.
Yeah, I mean, for the first 15-20 minutes, I thought Paul Cook's side actually kept the ball fairly well, but for the last 10 minutes, they've not kept the ball well enough in that turnover. But you have to be braver with that first pass. You just cannot keep giving away the ball as cheaply as they are, because at the moment now, Notts County are completely dominating possession.
And they turn it into chances. Chickson. Movement from Langstaff. This is Rodriguez, and Nemain wanted it, and he got it. Nemain, and saved by Fitzsimmons, and cleared by Grimes. Notts County looking to keep the pressure up.
Yeah, again, the ball's just been given away. Paul Cook's side just cannot get out of their own half at the moment.
Taken quickly. Maybe too quickly, really, from a Notts County perspective. Chesterfield look confident, though, that they can soak up some pressure and look to hit on the counter-attack. And they've looked to threat on occasions when they have been able to break.
Yeah, I mean, the 20 minutes in that first half, that ball in behind was working so well. And now that high line, as we talk about from the Notts County team, because they're now keeping the ball better, defensively you can keep that higher line.
The main felt that he was being held back, I think, there. He's not had too many touches, has he?
I think I've counted about 3. And that might be being generous. But just at the moment, they just cannot find a way into the game for him. They're playing nice stuff, but it has to be more clinical. There has to be a bit more belief and a bit more bravery, I think. 25, 30 yards from Chesterfield's goal, because at the moment the crosses are coming in hopelessly, really, and just it's more hope more than anything.
The referee's going to want a word here with Bostock, who's saying it was my first one, and it isn't going to matter. He is going to be booked here, Bostock, with the challenge on Dobra.
He just gets away from him, doesn't he? I feel it is a bit harsh saying it's his first one. He'll stop the counter-attack happening for Chesterfield in that left-hand side.
He was on the losing side against Chesterfield at Wembley with Swindon back in the 2012 EFL Trophy final over a decade ago now. He really seems to have found a home at Meadow Lane, Bostock, a much-travelled footballer. Said he had options higher up the pyramid when he decided to sign for Notts, but just felt it was right, said he followed his heart. It's a nice story, that, about Bostock. Of course, he was in Palace's youth system, their youngest debutant at 15. And he said at one stage as a teenager, his teachers were asking him for his autograph. There was that story that Barcelona wanted him and sent him a signed shirt of Ronaldinho's to try and persuade him to go over to Spain. Palmer. Baldwin. So less than 6 minutes of this first half remaining. Just the one goal so far from the spot, scored by Andy Dallas. And whilst they've had a lot of the ball, Notts County not created a massive amount just yet.
Yeah, so the one say Nemain's been their best outball down that right-hand side. I mean, he's had a couple of crosses into the box, one for almost Austin and got the end off. He's had that shot towards Fitzsimmons' goal. I mean, Chesterfield have had their moments as well. That final cross just hasn't quite managed to find a blue shirt.
Chickson. Rodriguez, he does get licence to roam. Came off Clements, and it will run here for Dobra. Mandeville. Every single time they get in this sort of position, Dallas is looking to get on his way, as he does here, and the flag goes up.
Just before that cross came in, he is in every single time. If you look at Baldwin's body shape, he doesn't look over his shoulder once. You can see how square he is, you can see the 15. He's got to open his body out the other way to look in behind. At the moment, Andy Dallas is finding space every single time. If that ball can be played on time and not keeping him offside, then he's going to have a lot of joy.
The line that high, they do. And so many risks, Notts County. And I guess it's a question that's worth debating is the risk worth the reward that they get from it?
Well, it can do, because when they have kept the ball well, then that's when you can keep a high line. I just don't think you can keep a high line when his team are not keeping the ball well enough.
It's Dallas chasing this. And it's been kept in. Clements. Oldacre's on the edge of the box, as is Mandeville. Dobra. Mandeville. Haven't had too many periods of possession like this, the Spirites. But the game plan so far is working for Paul Cook. Baldwin. Cameron. Palmer. Palmer, so often the player that makes Notts County tick. Only player to feature in all of their 50 matches this season before today. On the ball again here. Chickson. Palmer again. Chickson's moved inside now. Bostock. Just waiting for that chance to nick it back, aren't they, Chesterfield? That's played wide to Nemain. First touch allowed Clements to make the challenge. And the goal kick is given.
Yeah, well played there, Lady Clements. It's always going to be a difficult battle against Aaron Nemain. Certainly know his attributes as a player going forward, but I've seen that challenge from the defender. Plays the ball, plays the man as well.
It is a great battle between those two. Clements, somebody who knew Paul Cook from Ipswich. He was released last summer there after 14 years with the club. He'd been with them since the age of 7. And as we head towards half-time, Chesterfield fans, they're happier. What do you think will be running through the mind of Luke Williams, Adam, as we head towards half-time, in terms of what messages he will look to get across?
Well, they need to do better with the ball in Chesterfield's final third, because at the minute, playing out from the back, very good. Playing through midfield, very good. Playing into Chesterfield's half, good. But that final ball has been lacking. And they've got in some really, really good positions.
Lovely pass that by Mandeville. Colclough. Can Chesterfield get another one before half-time? That's a good pass. Dallas might have left that. Oldacre. Oldacre again. And Dallas brought it down and then goes down. No appeal for a penalty from the centre forward. It's been a credit to Chesterfield that at times they've had to let Notts County have a fair degree of the ball, but they've always looked to threat, really, every time they've got forward.
I think that'll be the pleasing thing with Paul Cook, is that they've had a lot of time without the ball since scoring the penalty, but I think what he'll be really pleased with, every time they've had the ball, they've looked threatening on the counter-attack with that ball in behind.
Into a minimum of 3 minutes added time at the end of the half. Bostock. Austin able to turn. They've won 5 of their last 6 games, Chesterfield, and they have been a side who've played with confidence, even though they have at times not been playing with the ball in this first half. Their work off the ball has been very impressive. Colclough. Clements. Clements goes for the return. Palmer. Chickson's made the run down the left. This is Rodriguez. Still Rodriguez. And there just wasn't enough on it for Chickson. And there, Adam, is a classic example of just what you were talking about.
Story of their first half at the moment. First time as well that they played the ball quickly and actually caught Chesterfield out of shape without the ball.
Chesterfield appealed for offside, but the flag stays down. Chickson. Palmer. Oh, really nice turn by Palmer. Did that stay in? Rodriguez just gone out.
Just got to be careful, Chesterfield. A couple of times when that ball's gone, they're expecting it to be offside, and he's always onside. And they're slow to react for it.
Plenty for him to be contemplating ahead of half-time, and indeed his assistant Ryan Harley. Jones with the header. Trip on Chickson. So there goes the half-time whistle, and Paul Cook will be much the happier of the two managers at half-time. Thank you, Matt. Interesting point that Paul Mullin made there, Adam, about Langstaff running the channels maybe to get more involved. I remember he said at the start of the season when he first joined Notts, he used to do that at previous clubs, and Luke Williams said, no, I don't want you to do that, I want you to stay in the middle.
And exactly, and that sometimes works for you because you've seen the amount of goals that he's scored, but on the other side of it, as a centre-forward, you want to be involved in the game, and I mentioned he's hardly been involved, but you need, as Chris Hargreaves says, the likes of Rodriguez needs to get on the ball more, the likes of Austin need to get on the ball more, and those little threaded through balls, or that little bit of interplay 20-25 yards from goal has to be better from Notts County. As Aaron McLean said, the next goal is going to be crucial.
Who will get it? Final 45 minutes at the end of a marathon season. Notts County, remember, looking to make it fourth time lucky in the National League playoffs. It's Chesterfield's fifth season in a row in the fifth tier. Two clubs who feel that their rightful home is the Football League. One last big effort required to try and get there. Join Wrexham in the EFL next season. Austin, the player, chasing this. Palmer comes across. Austin looking to nick it off him. It's his Oldacre. And then brought down by Rodriguez. A little bit of early aggression, though, from Notts County.
Well, they need to come out and maybe just set the tempo with the ball and without the ball and go and press Chesterfield a little bit more.
Calmly played by Slocum. Nemain. Langstaff just had to arc his run there to stay on side. Really well done by Nemain. Austin with Chickson to the left. Just wasn't quite weighted well enough to find Chickson. Shades of the first half, really. They just can't get that final pass right. Cameron. Palmer. Rodriguez. Just got crowded out in the end. But it's a show of intent, this, from Notts County.
Yeah, I mean, they have to. Started the game slowly, cost them a goal, and it's put them on the back foot early in that first half. Now they're coming out with a completely different intensity, moving the ball a lot quicker with a bit more efficiency.
Chickson. Cleared by Palmer. Bit rash that from Chickson.
That's what Paul Cook's side will need, just to kind of unsettle the game in this second half in those situations, because it seems now that Notts County are going to press higher up the field to try and win that ball back quickly.
Something we've seen from his side on many occasions this season, even some of the games we've done live, Adam, that they've struggled to really truly get going in the first half of games and then really come on strong in the second half of matches. Saw it last weekend. I think of a couple of games we've done at Meadow Lane this season where that's been the case. I'll hope they can do it again here. Really is a measure of how much quality is on this pitch today, that 7 of the 11 from the National League Team of the Year are out there right now on the field of play. 5 from Notts County, 2 from Chesterfield. Dobra. Bailey Clements with the throw in then. Langstaff closing down Fitzsimmons. Austin does the same to Palmer. Looking to force the issue a bit more in that respect, Notts County.
Much better there, much better from Notts County. I thought that was where Chesterfield got a lot of joy early in that first half, where they're actually playing out from the back, and Notts County allowed them to do that. And that's where you can play with the high line, when your front players are going to press the ball.
Bostock. Palmer with the ball back to Slocum. Bostock. Notts County only lost 1 of their 12 matches against teams that finished in the top 7 this season, that against Wrexham in that battle at the racecourse. Chesterfield have lost to every side who finished in the top 7 in 2023. And they're having to defend here, promising for Notts County. The main pulls it back. It's a great chance, but it's over. Over from Austin.
It's for me the chance of the game. He's had a couple of, I'll say, sniffs or half chances, and this is the press really well. It's a poor ball from Grimes. It doesn't quite reach it. There's a brilliant awareness there from the main. That little touch there. So give full credit to Jeff King, because what he does really well, he goes and closes Sam Austin down really quickly. Just leaning back slightly, just couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet, but huge opportunity.
That time the pass into the final third was good. It's just the finish that wasn't. What about that statistic, Adam? I'm sure he would have been aware of that Chesterfield have struggled against the top sides in the division this season, particularly in this calendar year. I just mentioned they've lost to every single team in the top 7.
Yeah, I mean, they have had that statistic, but I remember right at the start of the season when they started really well. I can think about the game against Wrexham when they blew them away. As you mentioned, in that back half of the season, they have struggled against the top 7 sides. But as Paul Cook said to Becky Ives pre-match, doesn't matter how many points Notts County were clear of Chesterfield, this is now a one-off game. That counts for nothing now. And I think his side have shown that in this game so far.
The game plan seemed to work to a T for Paul Cook in that first half. Chickson did really well. Now Langstaff's waiting in the middle. Others arriving too. It's over towards Langstaff. Dealt with by Clements. And then Chickson was beaten in the air and gave away the free kick.
Now, well played there, Bailey Clements. Always difficult as a fullback at that far post when you know a cross is going to come in with time and space. It's a clumsy foul to be given away.
Chickson could be vulnerable to coming off shortly. I'm hearing Jody Jones is going to be brought on imminently. Super sub in the semi-final. An assist, and then the winner. So they're just going to give it a little bit longer before making the change, but I've just been told in my ears that Chickson is the player who's going to be coming off. Referee just calling Dobra across for a word here. Baldwin, Palmer, Rawlinson, forward towards Rodriguez, Oldacre, Dobra, Clements. Trip by Nemain.
Nemain and Rawlinson, wasn't it? Just trying to stop Clements going through.
So Jody Jones is ready. They are going to wait until this free kick has been taken. Just one last chance for Ryan Hartley to speak to Jones before he comes on. Captain Grimes is forward here for the Spireites. That's his knockdown. Mandeville with the header, and Bostock got it clear. Grimes wins it back, Mandeville now. Shoulder to shoulder between Baldwin and Dallas. Got into touch by Slocum. Change comes now. Chickson, as expected, withdrawn, and Jody Jones coming on after that 120th minute winner in the semi-final. He said that he's watched it at least 50 times back. It was his first goal for Notts. Apparently his dad had given him lots of stick this season. He was saying that he'd not scored for Notts County. Well, he did when it really mattered.
Well, yeah, what a time to get your first goal. As we mentioned before, this is a real talented player, but unfortunately injury has hindered his career.
Can he have the same sort of impact that he did in the semi-final? Oldacre, right in front of the referee, was never going to get away with that, and it's going to be a yellow card as well.
Yeah, there's a couple of square balls I think that Chesterfield have played in that area. Of course, the midfield, one or two issues. Certainly was a foul. I'm surprised the yellow card's going to be given.
He's looking for back-to-back promotions. Darren Oldacre went up from the 6th tier with Dorking last season. That was also via the playoffs. That was free kick, lovely free kick that he scored in the semi-final win over Bromley as well, the goal that put them 2-1 up. There's been a yellow card as well for Paul Cook. He's had one or two of them over the years. Nemain in a race to try and keep this in. Didn't quite get there. Now, the Notts County fans not happy, but we've got a pretty good vantage point, and I have to say that did look like it had gone out.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the momentum that they had at the start of this second half, Luke Williams' side, is just slowly now just come off the board a little bit. Chesterfield haven't really offered too much in this second half.
I was talking ahead of this, Luke Williams, about how he wasn't happy with his side's performance in their last game against Chesterfield, a 2-1 win in Derbyshire earlier on in the season. Said they'd have to play much, much better today. First involvement here for Jones. Austin. Thought he might go down for a second there. If he had done, there would have been a big decision for the referee. Did seem to be clipped ever so slightly.
Yeah, man, I think just pulled out just enough.
Baldwin. Jones won't get to that. He is such a direct runner, though, Jody Jones. He'll make things happen.
Yeah, I mean, he's positive every single time he gets the ball. He's adapted a wing-back role in this Notts County side, and now you've got two players in the main and himself that are key outballs, but being that right footer, as we saw with his winner against Boreham Wood, we're looking to try and cut inside, but I've been really impressed with him. I said he's had a long time out of the game, and he's come back, and I think you're seeing qualities of why he's so highly thought of.
He's a Maltese international. There's a good chance he'll face England in the European Championship qualifiers in June and November. Rodriguez, can he be a difference maker today? Palmer, was he caught? He was. Free kick, Notts County.
I have to say, Amanda Dobra is working tirelessly without the ball in this game.
Nemain. Rawlinson. Jones. Baldwin. It was a risky ball, and Baldwin forced to just clear his lines.
I think he'll be slightly happier now, talking to Kieran Dyer and Danny Webb, that the game is now slowed down. I think that'll certainly work into his favour, the way that he sided now, playing with that defensive shape. Just waiting for that one opportunity and chance. I haven't quite found that through ball yet with this Notts County line that we've spoken about.
Chesterfield looking to play their way out, and they do it very well. Clements, Dallas, Dobra. Colclough. So much made, and rightly so, about the incredible season that Notts County have had. 107 points, 117 goals, both club records for a single season. But it maybe hasn't been said enough what a good team Chesterfield are as well. 84 points for them. Any other year, you're right up there challenging for the title, aren't you, with the points tally that high?
Yeah, I mean, you saw them sort of limp into the playoffs last season, Chesterfield, and now you've seen the signings that Paul Cook made over that summer and the way that they've progressed on as a side this season. Fast improvements now on this side.
Oldacre, Notts County, by the way, have scored in all but one of their games in all competitions this season. That was a goalless draw at home against Yeovil on the 19th of November. His side nearly always find a way. The excitement continues in terms of the playoffs. Tomorrow at lunchtime we have the National League South promotion final, Oxford City against St Albans City. That's on BT Sport 3, and on the same channel after that at 3 o'clock we head to Northampton. Northamptonshire, I should say. Brackley Town against Kidderminster in the National League North promotion final. That 84-point tally that Chesterfield posted this season is the same number of points that they won League Two with in 2014 under Paul Cook. Can he guide them to another promotion, this time via the playoffs? Nemain. Notts County looking to hit back. Palmer, Rodriguez, are they building up to something here? Rodriguez. Bostock. Cameron's pass. Jones. And the route to goal blocked off. Carl Cameron's ball in. It was rather forced in the end. Now the counter's on. Here come Chesterfield. Dobra. It's been tracked by Rodriguez. Just held on to it too long there.
Disappointing there. I mean, the counter-attack was on, the space was there. It was a real poor first touch from Dobra that didn't really get him going.
Space out on that left-hand side for Jones. Cameron. Oh, really well played that by Jeff King. Oldacre. Jones looking for Langstaff. Out came Fitzsimmons.
Great clearance from the goalkeeper. It's the first time really you've seen that man there in your screen with a sniff of a chance.
Does there come a time, Adam, as a player when, yes, you've got your instructions from your manager, but you have to take things into your own hands if you're someone like Langstaff and say, well, I'm not seeing the ball, I've got to go and look for it?
Yeah, I think that sometimes, you and I spoke about it at half-time and talking the Notts County line. Game management as an individual player, you may have to say as a team that what you set out to do as a manager and what he wants you to do, you may have to adjust to it and maybe drop a couple of yards, or Langstaff may have to go and try and find the ball a little bit more.
Jones. He's brought this a long way, Jones. And Austin trying to wriggle away, and it just wouldn't quite break for it. Game getting stretched. Dobra. Dallas again has had to hold his run.
Yeah, this not really utilising on the counter-attack at the moment, Chesterfield's giving away the ball far too cheaply.
Jones seeing a lot of the ball since coming on. A great outlet down that left-hand side. Austin goes to his left. Decoy run. Grimes with the header clear. Captain has been excellent for Chesterfield this season, Grimes. Rawlinson. Every time they're looking for Jones. Colclough with the foul.
I have to say that Jody Jones has come on and made such an impact. Just been positive, as we've spoken about. It's a silly foul to be given away there from Ryan Colclough.
So Kedwin Scott coming on here. Austin makes way. He got 15 goals in the National League this season, Scott. A lot of games he's had to try and influence things from the bench. He's got a goal every 119 minutes in the National League this season, which isn't a bad record at all. Williams making the changes to try and affect things. In goes the free kick. Rawlinson was in there! What a chance.
Big chance. He just makes the run off Grimes, doesn't he? And gets in front of him. So close. He thinks it in. Agonisingly past the post.
Lots to look forward to in Europe this coming midweek at San Siro. They go again. Inter 2-0 up from the first leg against Milan. 7 o'clock, BT Sport 1. And the following night we head to the Etihad, all square from the first leg in Spain. Manchester City 1, Real Madrid 1. You don't want to miss that. Wednesday, 7 o'clock, BT Sport 1. Dallas has made the run. Cameron was the covering defender. Oldacre with the pass. Colclough. Dobra's in the box. And it's fired wide. Felt there was a deflection on that. I thought it was an optimistic appeal. It is a goal kick.
Well, they've had to wait a long time in the second half for a chance like this. Chesterfield. Great change of pace there from Ryan Colclough. Probably just doesn't get the connection on the shot that he's looking for, kind of bobbling past the far post there.
Nemain. Bostock. Bostock with the header to find Rodriguez. Palmer. Scott was tripped. Palmer's pass, and the referee pulls it back. And a free kick in a good position to put one in the box here.
Be careful at the moment. They're just giving away silly fouls at the moment, Chesterfield. This time it was Mike Jones with the foul. They've had a warning from the last free kick.
They hope and pray. Will the pain and the frustration go on for these Notts County fans, or can their side find a way to turn this around? Approaching the final 20 minutes in this promotion final. Palmer surveying his options. Bostock is there as well. It's Palmer's ball. Now, Notts County are appealing, well, certainly their supporters behind the goal, that maybe there was a foul on Rawlinson there.
It's Grimes, isn't it? Gets the right side of him.
Ollie Banks coming on then.
Chesterfield making away off the field, number 10, Ryan Colclough.
Ollie Banks in his second spell now with Chesterfield. He'll replace Colclough here. Cameron wanting Colclough to go off as quickly as possible. There he won the League Two playoffs with Tranmere back in 2019. Ollie Banks. It's part of that Chesterfield squad that won League Two under Paul Cook in 2014.
That really just shows, isn't it, the way that the second half has gone to sacrifice an attacking player to bring on Ollie Banks in that midfield area to try and maybe gain a little bit more control of the ball. And what Chesterfield are just doing now, Adam, is just frustrating the life out of Notts County.
Well, Notts County are the National League's record goal scorers for a single season. Those 117 goals in 46 matches. But the record goal scorers have never needed a goal more than they do right now. Langstaff with 42 of them, none of them penalties. But is this game going to pass by Macaulay Langstaff, the National League's Player of the Year and top goal scorer? Or will he get a moment? He's looking to chase this, and he's got to it as well. Seeks to hold off Grimes and was pulled back by Grimes. Well, no, the referee says play on.
That might be a case of a foul there.
Well, it's going to be interesting to have another look at.
Yeah, getting scrappy at the moment, isn't it, the game? Just felt maybe the ball of the shirt. Maybe just went down a little bit too easy to see it on the second viewing. Looking for that foul.
The nerves that both sets of supporters must be feeling, but the Chesterfield fans know that their team now are, what, if we include added time, just over 20 minutes away from the Football League.
They still have to believe. But from a neutral point of view, I just don't think you can continue to play like this for the next 20 minutes and not expect more pressure on you and not to concede.
I'm hearing the crowd in attendance at Wembley today, just over 38,000, and I have to applaud both sets of supporters for that when you consider we're in a cost of living crisis. There is a rail strike today as well. That is a brilliant effort. Two such well-supported clubs.
Amazing, isn't it? Fifth-tier football, 38,000 or amazing from these fans to be here with these two massive clubs.
Up it goes towards Langstaff. Grimes with the header. Rodriguez stretching for it. Dobra, I think it was, who stayed down. The referee just halting the throw-in here from Notts County. He was pleading his innocence twice there, wasn't he, Rodriguez? Baldwin. Jones. Good header back by Clements. It's flicked off Rawlinson, and Dallas looking to get there, but the flag's gone up. Bostock. Jones. Cameron. Season of such progress for Notts County. Finished 5th last season, a 25-point improvement this time. A title race for the ages with Wrexham. Finished 4 points behind Phil Parkinson's side in the end. Is it all to ultimately be for nothing, or can they find a way to get back into this? Nemain looking for Rodriguez. Langstaff's in there. He's misjudged the cross. And you start to wonder whether it'll be just one of those days for Notts County.
I mean, it just hasn't quite happened for him today, Ruben Rodriguez and his side at the moment.
Attendance is 38,130.
There's several really good chances in the semi-final against Boreham Wood. A player who's had such a huge level of influence this season for Notts County. They need him, one of the other star performers, to really deliver in the final quarter of an hour here.
You can see the way now that the way that's been changed now for Chesterfield. You can see Banks playing a little bit higher in that number 10 role. So they're almost playing like as a 3 behind Dallas there, with the 2 holding midfielders. Tony Banks is not going to be coming on and be sitting deep with the other 2 midfielders in Banks and in Oldacre and Jones.
Jones. Mandeville working hard off the ball. Chesterfield's player of the year, Liam Mandeville. Bostock. The 2 semi-finals that we saw last weekend, so dramatic. It would have taken a lot out of the legs for both sets of players. 2 unchanged lineups today as well. And it's at this stage of the game, at the end of a long, hard season, you're surely have to dig so deep. Palmer. Quigley is going to be coming on shortly for Chesterfield. Rawlinson, Rodriguez. Palmer. Bostock. Jones. Early crossing this time, but it's really overhit.
I'd have to say that's probably summed up Notts County's last 15 minutes. Lacking quality.
Substitution for Chesterfield, making their way off the field. Number 29, Andrew Dallas.
Heavy involvement in the game. Andy Dallas in the first 15-20 minutes, winning the penalty, and then Cooley stepping up and taking the penalty, which could prove to be a huge goal.
It could be the goal that sends Chesterfield back to the Football League.
Coming onto the pitch.
They certainly hope so. Quigley, the player who is coming on here, has been with the Spirites since October of 2020. Hasn't actually scored in the calendar year, 15 matches without a goal, but he's got 7 this season, and he's a good target man.
Well, he is. I mean, he's not really been renowned for a genuine goal scorer, but what I have to say, the way he's had a difficult career at Chesterfield, but there was a moment this season when he was vitally important to the way that they were playing.
Early involvement here. Quigley pulls it back. Just slightly behind Mandeville, though. Palmer. Scott. Haven't seen too much of Scott, really, since he came on. Grimes. King. Bounced awkwardly there for Jones. You'll have noticed Jones and Lemaine have swapped flanks.
Yeah. Jones now to his right-hand side, Lemaine's gone to the left-hand side now.
Is he going to do it again for Chesterfield? Paul Cook got them promoted to League One in 2014, edging ever closer now to a return to the Football League. Quigley. Final 10 minutes, Rodriguez, laboured ball. Oh, Notts County going to leave it late again, just as they did last weekend. Not showing too many signs of it right now, are they?
He said the last 15 minutes have been pretty poor for his side. Don't really remember Fitzsimmons making too many saves. At the moment, things are not just quite falling for them after, I thought, a really good first 15 minutes of this second half.
Well, this Chesterfield's first National League promotion final. Whilst the Notts fans have been here before and felt the disappointment, beaten by Harrogate in 2020.
But these Chesterfield players will need the fans.
And Slocum was well off his line. Did he keep that in or not? I thought that had gone out of play, I have to say.
I thought that was a corner.
Jones. Palmer. Baldwin. Told our guys have had a look at that again behind the scenes, and that did go out. Slocum did take it out of play, so they're a little bit lucky there, Notts County. Rodriguez. Jones. Foul by Clements. Not done a great deal wrong today, the full-back, but gives away a free kick in a dangerous area here.
He's done really well, Jody Jones. Thought he gave Jeff King a little bit of a hard time. He's now gone on to the other side. And when you switch flanks and you go one-on-one against the player you're going up against, you get that bit of confidence by winning an early free kick. It's important now that Chesterfield don't drop too deep.
Notts County are desperate for a big moment. Can they beat Fitzsimmons somehow, some way? Palmer and Jones stood either side of the ball. Goalkeeper off his line here. Plenty forward for the Magpies. Grimes slipped there, left by Jones. Palmer's ball over. It's gone past everyone. I have to say, Adam, watching Notts County many times this season, it's rare that you see them so restricted, almost lacking in ideas as much as confidence. And credit to Chesterfield, the way they've defended.
They have to, and the game plan at the moment for Paul Cook's side is working perfectly. Been very disciplined in this second half, without the ball and with the ball.
They're doing a job on Notts County.
They are.
Nemain. Good run here by Nemain. Movement by Palmer. Cameron. Bostock. Nemain. It's in towards Scott. Beaten in the air by Palmer. Notts County will try again. Nemain. Cameron with the ball in. It's a really difficult header to make that for Rodriguez.
They just haven't really posed much threat, have they, really? When you look at opportunities and chances, and you get these moments in the game when you're sitting here thinking that a goal is going to come, and at the moment, the penetration that they're showing, the quality they're showing at the minute, hasn't quite been there.
5 previous playoff campaigns in Chesterfield's history, only one has been successful. That promotion to Division 2 in 1995 when they beat Bury 2-0 at Wembley. The final 5 minutes of this promotion final approaching. Akinola is going to be coming on shortly for the Sparrites. Oh, Slocum's giving away to Mandeville, and he could have finished it there. What a let-off for Slocum.
No idea what he is thinking there. I know he gets a lot of plaudits, Sam Slocum, but I have seen him enough times this season where it doesn't always look comfortable, the ball at his feet like that.
Good ball by Bostock. Jones. Banks. They win it back quickly. They needed to as well there. Notts County quickly was on his way. Nemain into the final 5. Notts County hoping for salvation. Chesterfield seek to see it out. The Football League edging ever closer for the Sparrites, but this is Nemain. Was that a trip? It was. And at some point, Adam, Notts County have got to make the most of one of these free kicks. They've had so many of them.
I think it's clever play there from Cameron, because he knows the foul's going to be coming in. I wouldn't say there's a lot of contact there from Liam Mandeville, but kind of enough to win themselves that free kick. But as you mentioned, they've had probably 4 or 5 now on these angles.
Cramp here for Mandeville, helped out by Nemain. Remember, only once in all competitions have Notts County failed to score this season, and that was a draw. They still believe. We still think there will be one last chance perhaps for their side. Scored right at the end of normal time against Boreham Wood, and then right at the end of extra time. Can they hit back here? Bostock swings it in! It's gone through! It's another just never know when they're beaten. Big question marks over the goalkeeping, but see if Bostock cares. There is life left in this promotion final.
We've seen goalkeeping mistakes today, and again we've seen another one. That is deliberate there from Bostock for me. He is going for that near post, going for goal. But you have to say, Roth Fitzsimmons there just gets it horribly, horribly wrong.
What a release of emotion. Playoffs are delivering yet again. You can never rule anything out. So Akinola has come on in all of that for Chesterfield. Akinola's chasing this. Now Notts County have got defending to do at the other end. Oh, great ball! Fantastic challenge! Akinola goes down! The referee had a good look at that! What a scramble this is! And finally they get it clear. Here come Notts County again! Breathless end to the game.
Oh, what a challenge that was from Rawlinson there to stop Quigley getting that goal.
Jones. Final minute of normal time. Jones goes down. He was optimistic, I think, there, though.
Oh, it's just that... I think he's looking for it, Akinola. I mean, he'll be desperate for it. But I think it would have been soft it was given. But going back to the challenge there from Rawlinson on Quigley was
what
super.
A challenge.
It was brilliant.
Potentially goal-saving. And just after they'd got back into it as well. Quigley's chasing this. And still Quigley. And can he finish? He was unselfish. Real pressure here from Chesterfield right at the end of the 90. It's been a brilliant reaction from the Sparrites to the equaliser.
Well, you've been waiting for these kind of moments to start in the game, and now all of a sudden, it's been pandemonium the last 5 minutes.
A minimum of 5 minutes added time. Tired legs, tired minds out there.
And these are where mistakes can happen. After a long, hard season, both these sides go into extra time.
It's all on the line. It's football on a knife edge, this. Next goal, the winner territory here.
Again, just going about the pace of the cross here for Jeff King. You can see Quigley and Grimes are going to be his out ball there around the penalty spot.
King to swing it in, he's got too much on it. Badly overcooked it. I love the playoffs, Adam. Absolute torture for the fans of the clubs involved, though. As neutrals, we love it, but yeah, I mean, goodness me.
Never ceases to amaze us, does it?
Jones was brought down. Oh, there's a bit of afters there.
Adam, he's done this before, I'm sorry. Funnily enough, it was against Notts County in the home game. He just goes down far too easily. I'm sorry. Get up. Just get up, honestly. You're embarrassing yourself, you're embarrassing the club. Get up.
He is a really talented player, Armando Dobra, but you're not the first person I've heard question that side of things.
You let yourself down as a footballer there, Adam. We know about his qualities, but you see that other side of his game sometimes.
Bostock. Jones heading towards extra time then. Langstaff looking to get in, it was just a little bit too much on it, but that's just the sort of ball that he thrives on.
Yeah, maybe needing that kind of ball to fall to him more often than what it's just done there.
Banks. Oldacre. Chesterfield having a go right at the end here. Oh, Clements and Dobra with a miscommunication.
There's the right thing there from Dobra to put Bailey Clements through. I thought he was going to continue with his run.
Well, his side have got to go and try and win this all over
They do,
again.
yeah. You can clearly see the game plan in the second half was to sit back and absorb the pressure and try and play on the counter. But I don't think you'd have expected the goal to happen from the way that it did.
Fitzsimmons, for those of you who don't know, a former Notts County goalkeeper as well. Played wide by Oldacre. King. One last chance perhaps to avoid extra time. Put into touch by Palmer. I don't mind another half an hour of this.
Could admire your suit for another half an hour.
Long from Slocum, up towards Langstaff. Palmer with the header back.
Yeah, well played there, Ash Palmer. Just relieves the pressure there.
Palmer and Grimes, for me, have been excellent.
Yeah, they've done well. They've done well as a pair. They've really stopped the supply at source, really, when that ball has gone through to Langstaff or Austin or Rodriguez. But I think if this does go to extra time, which I'm pretty sure it will do, that I think Paul Cook's side needs to do a little bit more to offer a bit more of an attacking prowess, because at the moment they've absorbed so much pressure in this second half. And yes, the goal was slightly fortunate with the goalkeeper mistake, but I think they need to offer a little bit more with the ball in the extra time periods. But they certainly have given Notts County a very, very good game and have pushed them all the way.
One last attack, perhaps. Up it goes towards Langstaff, who almost got to that. Well, we all know by now, nothing is ever routine in the National League playoffs. Fitzsimmons will be so frustrated with himself. Another late goal for Notts County in the playoffs. The effort swung in by Bostock, not dealt with by Fitzsimmons, and it takes us to extra time at Wembley. Another half an hour to come in this promotion final. Chesterfield 1, Notts County 1. And these two sets of supporters who've both been through so much, who yearn for success, for better times. Back-to-back relegations followed by 4 seasons and 2 failed playoff attempts for Chesterfield at this level. Relegation followed by 3 failed playoff attempts for Notts County. For one of them, well, all that frustration will end today. For the other, it's right back to square one. So much riding on this next half an hour, possibly even penalties as well.
Yeah, massive 30 minutes now for both of these football clubs. They've showed so much character, showed so much quality this season. But I think that extra time has come for the right time for Chesterfield, in terms that they needed that full-time whistle to try and get themselves together again. They've got to be brave with the ball in this first half of extra time, because I didn't think at all they did enough with the ball to really cause Notts County too many problems. It almost came from Notts County mistakes from the back that almost led to opportunities and chances. But the way that Paul Cook's made the subs in the second half, that the balance of the side is still there for Chesterfield to go forwards, even without the likes of Cole Clough and Dallas.
How much, Adam, in that sort of situation, as you're just ahead of half-time, you're looking to your manager to follow their lead, even just in terms as much as body language? I felt both managers seemed to be going all out there to try and look positive.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have a manager
Look
that's
relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have a manager in Paul Cook that needs to lift his players again after that late goal. and then all of a sudden you've got a manager in Luke Williams that needs to try and galvanise his players to keep going, because they had Chesterfield on the ropes. It just seems now the side of the set that the tempo has dropped right down, which is certainly to be expected from both of these sides.
These two clubs with so much history, the world's oldest and fourth oldest professional clubs. Risk there by Slocum. So often they take these risks, Notts County. Their supporters must have their hearts in their mouths at times. Palmer couldn't squeeze it through to Nemain. Akinola. They've got a player over here, Dobra. He's been found as well. Quigley's in the middle. Dobra might go alone. He did! What a finish! Chesterfield regain the lead. 3 minutes into extra time. It's a big kiss from his manager for Dobra. That was quality.
Well, we certainly know of his attributes and his qualities, Armando Dobra, and this is what we want to concentrate on. This is what we want to see from a quality player, and they use the ball so well. They move it quickly. It's bangs into him, and then all of a sudden you've got those one-on-one situations. I just think as a defender in Rawlinson, you have to go and try and stop that a little bit quicker, because if you don't, magic, brilliance like this is there for all to see. Brilliant, brilliant goal there.
Chesterfield's top scorer in all competitions this season. That's number 12. He might never score a bigger one for them. And having got back into it right at the end of normal time, Notts County have got to rescue this all over again.
Unbelievable, really is. But they just moved the ball quickly and they created that one-on-one chance.
It's too easy for him though, wasn't it, from a Notts County perspective? Oldacre has received some treatment, which is why he's having to wait to come back on. He's now back on here. What a topsy-turvy game this is, and where will it take us next? Bent that beautifully, didn't he,
Great goal. That was a great goal at any level.
Nemain away from the challenge of King. And this is Palmer, and Langstaff's in the box. Cleared by Ash Palmer. Cameron. Only made, you know, Dobra his first start since mid-February on the final day. Been out for a while with a hamstring injury. Started the semi-final. Came off after 85 minutes, has started now the final, and scored a huge goal.
He's had a massive impact on this side. Saw when he came in at the start of the season how influential he was, but when he got injured, you could clearly see that Chesterfield weren't quite the right side, the same side, sorry. But it's a brilliant goal from him, and that's what we want to talk about, Armando Dobra, in terms of that brilliance. Not the other side of the game that sometimes you see in it that probably does need to be stamped out.
Jones has lost it, and then clear pull back, and that will be a yellow card for Jody Jones.
It's a poor first touch there. Just a pull of the shirt that Armando Dobra felt and just clearly went down.
So many times, Adam, particularly in the latter stages of the season, Notts County have given themselves work to do in terms of going behind in games. You just wonder, will it ultimately catch up with them? Will they do it one time too many, or have they done it one time too many now? They have got plenty of time, though, by their standards. 2 late goals in the semi-final, a late goal in the final. And they've still probably got about 25 minutes left here. They're being put through the mill again, the Notts County fans. Quickly competing with Cameron. King is forward to take the throw-in. King really misjudged the cross.
Disappointing there from Jeff King. You certainly know his qualities are getting forward. I haven't really seen him get into too many of these positions, but we see him time and time again in a Chesterfield shirt.
Got 12 assists in the league this season, the club's top creator. Got 7 goals as well. It's some record, that, isn't it, for a full-back to have contributed so directly to so many goals. Cameron. To be playoff disappointment again for Cameron, of course, missed out for the Torquay against Hartlepool in that another classic final. Jones, veterans, put in another fine performance for the Spyrites, and he's found Dobra. Clements to the left, shorter pass was Banks. Here's Dobra again. Quigley's waiting in the box. Bostock gets it clear up towards Langstaff. Grimes got above him.
He's played really well in that midfield, Mike Jones, Adam.
I think he's been a wonderful signing, hasn't he, for them?
Yeah, I mean, experience and, you know, balances with Old Acre. He can play alongside Banks in that midfield. It's a role that you probably can't really see in terms of you're not here, the amount of running that he's done, the importance of breaking up play in that midfield.
Well, before he came to Chesterfield, he was at Barrow, where he was in and out and had injury problems. Didn't play anywhere near as much as I'm sure he would have liked, but given an opportunity last summer by Paul Cook, and he's really grasped that opportunity. Out it goes to Nemain. He's just a heavy first touch by Nemain.
Yeah, heavy touch there that allowed Jeff King to commit himself to the challenge.
Palmer. Good run here by Langstaff. He's got him behind and he's put it wide. That's the chance he's waited all day for.
He's been desperate for that chance, hasn't he? He's been waiting for that chance. Now he's had the chance. You just cannot afford to squeeze up like that. You have to go with the run.
Classic Langstaff movement, that, though, wasn't it? Set a new 50-year record this season for goals, one that had stood since 1984. Club's record goal scorer as well in a single season. Can he get one in extra time? Foul on Bostock by Banks. Never stops, does he, Paul Cook, up and down that touchline. I've said before, we should have a camera on him for the whole game, shouldn't we?
Not a microphone, just a camera.
Yeah, definitely not a microphone. Dobra. Overran it, Dobra. How much of this at this stage of a game like this, Adam, is it the mental battle for these players?
It's everything in sport in general. When you get to those final rounds and you get into the end of games, the mental side is a team that is mentally strong but will win this. So if Chesterfield can see this out, but the fatigue comes in, and that's when you make mistakes. And so both these sides did go to extra time against Boreham Wood and Bromley, so they're going to be tired as well. But it's just trying to find something from somewhere now.
Nemain Oh, there were three around him there. Oldacre, Akinola's made a run to the right. Can he wait the pass? Well intercepted by Kyle Cameron. Nemain gets involved again. Fronts up King, away from King, who then pulls him back. A cynical challenge that King felt he had to make, perhaps.
There's always guarantees in life, Adam. Death, taxes, and a Jeff King yellow card.
He's a brilliant player. I really like Jeff King, but you're right. He got 11 yellow cards in the regular season, another in the semi-final, and double figures for yellow cards 4 seasons running.
There you go.
He's one of the best players.
Oh, he is, yeah. I mean, he's been the best right back in the National League for a number of seasons now, and that shows how important he has been for him to get that new deal at Chesterfield to keep him at the club. He's an EFL player.
And they've got him tied down till 2024. Palmer, Bostock, Cameron, Nemain. Oh, that's a fantastic cross! And it was headed back across by Rawlinson.
What a ball that was. I thought Rawlinson could have gone for goal there, Adam.
Rodriguez. Langstaff back to Rodriguez. Bostock's won it back, and now it's Palmer, and Langstaff's made the run. Langstaff! Saved at his near post by Fitzsimmons, but he's starting to get chances now, finally.
Because finally, you finally seen in that position there, where Matty Palmer was, that you can thread the through ball. I think he'd be disappointed with that one, Adam. I think I'd have favoured him more on his right side with that chance.
Again, another player going down with cramp here. Dobra this time. We talk a lot about the physical effect on the legs of the players. Spare thought for the referee as well, who needed a bit of water there. That Corlett.
Well, they moved the ball really well, and you just see Banks looking over his shoulder, and then he put it into that one-on-one situation, and that's what you need to try and do. I just think Rawlinson could just do a little bit more to go and stop that, to stop him cutting inside on his right foot. But when he does, Adam, take a bow. Brilliant, brilliant strike there. Worthy of winning any game of football.
Mandeville, who'd been taken off, rushed onto the pitch to celebrate there. He scored big goals in big games, didn't he, this season, Adam Dobra, in the FA Cup. 5 in 5 games. You got to mention the 2 in that amazing game, the 3-3 draw with West Brom in Derbyshire. No bigger goal, though, than the one that he scored today. We're expecting, I'm told, a minimum of 3 minutes added time at the end of the first period of extra time.
The fourth official has indicated there'll be a minimum of 3 minutes additional time. 3 minutes.
Unchallenged header for Grimes. Cameron. Where will this promotion final take us next? It's been a season full of wow moments, hasn't it? Is there going to be more? Nemain's got him behind. It's a fantastic run, and then he just overran it. Just a heavy touch.
But he had to be careful there, Jeff King, being on the yellow card, so he couldn't really commit the challenge, and he pulls up a cramp afterwards.
Had one of the 3 minutes to be added on. Grimes watching Rawlinson. Plenty for Palmer to aim at in the box. The keeper's come a long way. Did well there, Fitzsimmons. And it goes to Jones. Nice turn by him. Still plenty in the box here for Notts County. Jones hits the byline. It's a really deep cross and an acrobatic clearance. Nemain. Rodriguez. Bostock. Jones. Jones with the cross, Grimes with the header clear. All Notts County at the end of this first period of extra time. Bostock sends one in. Grimes with the header clear. Jones away from Dobra. That was a tired-looking challenge. Grimes with another header
He's
clear.
made three magnificent headers, Jamie Grimes, in terms of your positioning, being ready for those crosses coming in.
Rodriguez plays it through, and Scott's in there, and so's Langstaff, and Robinson! Well, his reaction says it all.
But when you look at a goalkeeper, and he is flat-footed and he hasn't moved, you fear for the worst. And if he's got a little bit more curl on that, then that's going to hit the back of the net.
I was going to say, if they put a heart monitor on Luke Williams right now, it'd be off the scale. I'm a neutral and mine's pounding. Don't know about yours, Adam. And apparently Jeff King has said to the Chesterfield bench that he feels like he needs to come off, but I'm hearing the message he's got from the bench is, no, you're staying on. It's just crazy, this game. Dobra has been struggling for a while now as well. Not just this game, Adam, this season must have taken so much out of these players. And you know, when you get a Football League promotion from this league, my goodness, you've earned it, haven't you?
Oh, you do, yeah. And you talk about the Championship into the Premier League. For me, this is equally as hard to get into the Football League. Getting out of this division, for me, is the hardest thing to do in English football. Just with those two places we've spoken about time and time again, a champion then and a playoff winner. And the quality now on this show, the amount of sides now that have an opportunity and chance to be promoted season after season.
These two sides who've been knocking on the door for a while. And there is half-time in extra time. Armando Dobra, Chesterfield's top scorer in all competitions this season, with the goal that is the difference at the moment. But can they see it through? Another 15 minutes to go.
15 minutes still to play. Keep your support.
One last big effort. Here we go. Final 15 minutes of this National League season. These fans have gone through so many emotions in so many different games. They've travelled the length and breadth of the country, following their team, believing in their team, hoping that their team can realise that dream of an EFL promotion. Dobra is done for today. He's had to go off. He will hope that his goal sends the Spireites to the Football League. It's Lawrence Maguire who comes on here, a player who's been with Chesterfield since he was 15, currently their longest serving player. What it would mean to him to send Chesterfield back to the Football League. But whilst they have the lead here, the Spireites, Adam, I think this is still a game with chances left in it.
Well, Notts County will just have to believe they will get that chance. And when you've got a guy that's scored over 40 goals in a season, you have to believe that you've got to find one chance for him. Big 15 minutes now for Notts County to get themselves back into this game.
Quigley chasing, Akinolas made a run into the box. Quigley decided to hold on to it, but he's wriggled away superbly. And who can he pull it across for? Well, Akinola's gone down. It's a corner that's given.
It's Bostock, wasn't it, that was keeping a real eye on him. Great turn there from Quigley. I think he's led the line really well since he's come on. They've managed to keep the ball further up the field because of him. See Akinola, they're making the run. So it's a bit clumsy there from Bostock when he Comes across there. I think luckily the ball got blocked in the end before it got to Akinola, otherwise there could have been a bit of trouble there, Notts County.
Oldacre will take the corner. Over to... Well, it's a good claim by Slocum. Grimes was arriving, as was Maguire. Did well there, the Notts County goalkeeper. Rodriguez. Bostock. Time and space for Nemain. A run from Scott, ignored though. Shorter pass to Palmer. Bostock. Nemain. Really well done that by Akinola.
That's what he does with it next, which put his side back into trouble.
Bostock, who got that late equaliser right at the end of the 90. Nemain. Palmer. So often Palmer unlocks the door. That's a good ball by Rodriguez. Cleared by Palmer. Will come straight back at the spy rights. Cameron with the cross, and Langstaff was in there, and it's dropped kindly, and it's in! Rodriguez with the big moment for Notts County. So many times he's delivered for them this season. And now he does it in the biggest game of the campaign. Fitzsimmons is beaten again. It's 2-2 at Wembley.
Goal for Notts County, scored by number 20.
Well, we said they had to believe they had one more chance left in them in this second half of extra time. And Cameron does brilliantly with that first touch to keep the ball alive. I'm looking at the goalkeeper again. Can you be doing better? I don't think he does. And sometimes they are the ones you don't always hit the best at them, but somehow find the back of the net.
Got them all off the bench. And he had a frustrating semi-final, Rodriguez. He's been way off his best again today. It's got to the stage where you and I are just looking at each other and you just don't know where this, well, not just this game, where this season's going to take us next. I give up with the National League. It's just crazy, crazy.
Yeah, I think I gave up in about 2018, trying to guess what happens when you think about Coverland in the final, how things can change so quickly in an instance. Now,
crazy, but I love it.
Well, it is, yeah.
Scott's chasing this. He got to that as well. He's kept it in. Nemain. And Nemain still, and Langstaff's in there. And it was eventually dealt with. King to Akinola.
Notts County's tails are really up now. Chesterfield have to dig in, because at the minute those Notts County players are all over them.
They're giving everything out there. Bostock. Breathless at Wembley. Palmer, Rodriguez. Nemain, here they come again. Still Nemain. It's a brilliant run, and two of them went for it. Desperate defending by Chesterfield. Notts County sense blood here. Headed clear by Oldacre.
But the problem is, every time he goes out to the left-hand side, Jeff King just can't go and close the ball down. So there's so much space there.
Another one fired in. Came off Akinola. Scott. Cameron. Scott. Nemain. Scott. Just behind Langstaff. Oh, Maguire sliced that. Could have gone anywhere. Real pressure now from Notts County.
Well, they're going out for the knockout blow, aren't they, Notts County? Attacking their fans, attacking that end. You just kind of feel now that Chesterfield are hanging on.
Well, one way or another, there's more drama to come here. Can they win it before penalties, one of these sides? It's all Notts County right now. Jones will take the corner. Everybody back for the Spirites. Grimes with a towering header clear. Oldacre, he's not got anything in the way of support. And they were in no rush to try and help him out there in terms of support, the Chesterfield players. So many of those out there right now, they're playing on fumes.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? So the petrol lights have come on. They're really just grinding everything that they've got.
Scott, and still, and it breaks for Palmer. Still he can't seek out Langstaff. Rodriguez with a challenge on King. Rodriguez feels he got the ball.
I don't think he needed to be doing that, Adam, because all Jeff Keating's going to do is just fall over. Rodriguez is saying he's played a lot of the ball, but I don't think so there. Which would now just give the time for Chesterfield just to wind down the clock a little bit.
They're going through all the emotions. Eight minutes to go. I don't want this season to end. I bet the Wrexham fans are glad they're not going through this. I think this is what you call doing it the hard way.
Yeah.
Cameron. Nemain.
It's interesting now that they've gone to a back five. Akinolan's now gone to that right-hand side, and King just pushed into the midfield area. It's a good change there from Paul Cook, because that had to be done.
Bit rash that from Grimes. The referee wants a word at the very least. Scott was the player down.
Yeah, hard challenge there from Jamie Grimes there on Scott. Certainly felt the full force of that challenge.
Booking then for Grimes. Only Chesterfield player to start every single league game this season. He's been a colossus at the heart of their defence. Well, the Notts fans making the majority of the noise right now. Bostock plays it short, gets it back again off Palmer. Jones with the header clear. Just feels like attack against defence at the moment.
Yeah. That's what has been the feature, mainly in that second half, and I'd say for the majority of extra time, apart from that one bit of brilliance from Dogborough that thought maybe of just giving Chesterfield the winner.
Palmer. Nemain. Well, Matt Palmer brought down there. Big shout from the Notts fans behind the goal. The prospect of penalties looming large now. 5 minutes to go. That's ages when Notts County are around. Palmer, Nemain. Cameron. Nemain continued his run, didn't quite get to it. Banks is chasing this, he's got the pace to get there, only quickly arriving in support. They needed that bit of respite though, Chesterfield. That's a good ball out wide. Scott, they're backing off a bit here. That's a really good piece of defending though. Notts County have got a player down here as Quigley chases that without success. Baldwin, the latest to go down with cramp. So a change being made here by Notts County. With just less than 4 minutes to go now. Brindley coming on, one of the players who was involved in the last promotion final here for Notts County when they lost to Harrogate in 2020. Says he has a feeling of unfinished business in terms of Notts and getting back to the EFL.
Substitution for Notts County, leaving the field, number 15, Aidan Baldwin.
Well, Baldwin played his part big time in the semi-final with those 2 goals, really struggling here in the closing stages of extra time. And Brindley, who's
Coming onto the pitch,
in his 4th season with Notts, comes on here. In the League One playoffs with Rotherham almost a decade ago now, back in 2014. How much as a player in these circumstances are you thinking about penalties? And of course the sub-goalkeeper for Notts County is Archie Mayer. Brindley. Just about stayed in. Palmer. Rodriguez. Jones. Throw into Notts County. Palmer. Jones. Is there one last twist in the tail here? Jones. Rodriguez decided not to play it back to him. Brindley. It's a busy box. It's going to come all the way out here to Cameron. He's got Nemain in front of him. Nemain. Cameron. Notts County probing here. Nemain. Always away, and the referee's allowed it to go. Palmer. Is there a way through here for Notts County? Right at the end of extra time. Jones. Worth the shot! Oh. Not too far away. Is that the last chance, you wonder?
Well, he thought it was.
We are going to see a change here. I suspected that might be the case. So this, with penalties in mind, Slocum, who made the error for the first goal for Chesterfield, is replaced here by Archie Mayer, who's played at under 21 level for Scotland. He's on loan from Norwich City. I remember he saved the penalty in a 2-0 win against Altrincham.
Well, what a time to be coming on. But this is something they would have certainly looked at. With all the stats and everything they look into, they maybe feel he's the better shot stopper with the penalties.
Well, how must he be feeling, though? A minimum of 2 minutes added time.
Minimum of 2 minutes additional time. 2 minutes.
Almost time for the penalty shootout. Claxon. Almost doesn't feel right that a season like this should be, or a game like this should be decided by penalty kicks, but that's just the way it is, the way it needs to be. There's still time yet for a winner. Volley clear by Cameron. Sliced that one by Fitzsimmons. Just over a minute then for Notts County to get forward here. First involvement for the goalkeeper, Archie Mayer. Bostock. Nemain has got to it, an early cross, it was deflected. It's going to come across here to Jones. It's going to be a Notts County throw in the final minute of added time in extra time. Cameron. Are they going to leave it late yet again, Notts County? Jones. Oh, it's fallen kindly! And Rodriguez couldn't turn it towards goal.
As Clemens is down, he's been struggling for the last 30 seconds with cramp.
All eyes on the referee. A check of the watch. He lets them go on. Brindley. And there goes the final whistle. Another epic contest in the National League promotion final. Well, two sets of players who've given absolutely everything out there. Totally and utterly drained they are. But now we go to a penalty shootout. And the drama will continue. Full time in extra time. Chesterfield 2, Notts County 2. The playoffs are as brutal as they are brilliant, and nothing underlines that, underscores that, than a penalty shootout to decide who plays in the EFL next season. The sub-goalkeeper on, Archie Mayer, saved a penalty against Altrincham in the regular season. Banks, who came on as a sub for Chesterfield, to go first. Notts County fans behind the goal where the penalties will be taken. It's going to be a really long run up this by Banks. And he scores emphatically. Chesterfield lead in the shootout.
Perfect start. I'm always a big fan of going first in penalty shootouts. He's got a wonderful strike on him, Ollie Banks. Perfect start.
42 goals for Langstaff this season, none of them penalties. Hasn't taken one. Can he make it 1-1 in the shootout? The National League's top scorer and player of the year has to deliver now. Langstaff smashes it home. What a release of emotion for him. Two good penalties.
Both penalties with power, both penalties with precision. You wondered how he was going to go, not being the penalty taker, but he did brilliantly.
Should have taken more on that evidence. Oldacre goes next. Delaying tactics from Archie Mayer. Paul Cook, the Chesterfield manager, I'm being told, is not watching the penalty kicks. He's in the dressing room. He can't bear it. Oldacre. Saved! What a stop that was! Magnificent stop from Mayer, who gets the right way and got there.
Well, the substitution has worked. And he's standing over that side a little bit already. But you have to say, it's a comfortable height for the goalkeeper. Big save.
Rodriguez, the man whose goal centres two penalties. Another really good penalty. Oh, this means so much.
Goalkeeper doesn't move.
Oh, Mayer has been shown a yellow card here by the referee. He is trying the mind games. We've seen many goalkeepers do that in shootouts. Maguire, Chesterfield's current longest serving player, and he scored. How they needed that. Into the corner it went.
Yeah, good penalty there from Lawrence Maguire. You kind of know that significance, that you have to score the next one after missing one.
Jody Jones, super sub in the semi-final. A player who's been through so much due to injury. Can he keep up their 100% record in the shootout? A big deep breath for Jones. And into the corner. They're getting closer, Notts County.
I'll have to say 3 excellent penalties from Notts County. And now the momentum is back with them. And now the pressure is on Jeff King.
Well, Jeff King, who was really struggling, wasn't he? In extra time, with cramp, I presume it was. In the National League Team of the Year this season, he's been excellent. Can he convert here? Saved again! The same way as well from Mayer. And the decision to bring him on for penalties is paying off big time.
Well, he's made 2 massive saves, and that one is the best one of the lot, because he actually dives past it and ends up saving it with his foot.
Well, this means everything. The photo of Jason Turner, the chief exec who so sadly passed away just recently. They're ready to celebrate Notts County. Is this their big moment? Bostock! No! What was he thinking? It is another wow moment in a season full of them, but that one for all the wrong reasons.
I just do not believe what I have just seen there. I cannot believe you've got a kick to go back into the Football League and you go and do something like that.
It gives Chesterfield hope. Quickly, places with precision, needs to score. Can Mayer do it again? Quickly, thumps it in. It's another match point coming though for Notts County.
Yeah, well played there. Just now puts the pressure back on to Scott.
Adam, it's Scott who had his penalty saved by Ben Foster at the racecourse. Against Wrexham, it is a shot at redemption. Scott sends Notts County back to the Football League. He got his shot at redemption and he seized it with both hands. What a story! What a season! Football writes the most incredible scripts. Notts County have done it.
Well, just incredible. You talk about the season as a whole, the emotions of being a footballer, of being a fan. Credit to both sides. I have to say that they have given everything this season, and it comes down to a penalty shootout. And I will say this, in fairness to him, he's missed the penalty against Wrexham, as you mentioned, and he's come back to now have these scenes, Kedwin Scott, by scoring the winning penalty. What an amazing end to a season, Adam, it really is.
Luke Williams has done it at the first time of asking. Notts once again the world's oldest football league club. The disappointment, the frustration is over. Notts County are back where they belong. Now one of the heroes. Kedwin Scott with the winning penalty. What a game, what a season. Notts County are promoted. I don't know, this isn't great for a commentator, but I'm almost speechless here. I can't believe what we've seen, not just today, but this whole season.
Yeah, I can say that as a whole, Adam. We've been doing this 10 years now, and that's a lovely gesture to see that. You know, a young up-and-coming manager in Luke Williams getting plaudits from Paul Cook.
Yeah, joy mixed with a fair degree of relief as well, Adam, for those Notts County fans and the players after that season where they amassed 107 points. If they hadn't been promoted, my goodness me, how much that would have hurt.
Well, I don't think they ever would have recovered from it, Adam. The way that they pushed a brilliant Wrexham side that arguably we've seen one of the best squads in National League history. They pushed them all the way, and then they had to fight against Boreham Wood. They had to try and find something from somewhere, and Jody Jones got that goal, and then they had to find something from somewhere again today to take it to penalties, and then the masterclass of Luke Williams to make the substitution with the goalkeeper. That's proved to be brilliant masterpiece by him. Now they've gone up into the Football League.
It's not quite Grimsby levels of last season, but the way that they came from 2-0 down against Boreham Wood in the semi-final, they came from 1-0 down and 2-1 down in the final, and then win it in a shootout. It's almost like it was written in the stars, isn't it?
Yeah, I think when you look at it all, Adam, you have to say that they do deserve it. But if Chesterfield would have won today, I would be saying exactly the same thing. But when you look at the records that have been broken by his sides, the style of play that they've played to this season has been a real joy to watch. It's been a long season. They've had heartache as well in terms of losing Jason Turner. But for these fans here, the emotion that they've been through as a football club over the last 5 years, finally making it back again to the Football League.
And they've made their way up, and they are ready to claim what it's been all about today. Such a long, hard season. It's been one of the most enjoyable in our decades covering this competition. So many twists and turns, and then right at the end, the man who had his penalty saved at Wrexham in that pivotal game in the title race, he steps up and holds his nerve to score.
And in full fairness to him, Kedwin Scott, because trust me, he'd have been walking up to take that penalty knowing that miss would have been in the back of his mind, but it just seemed like he had one thing on his mind, was just to take that penalty with confidence and conviction to put his side on that brilliant walk-up now to go and collect the National League trophy.
42 goals for Langstaff, the Player of the Year in the National League and the top scorer too. But Luke Williams has done it at the first time of asking, getting them promoted. What a job he has done. Times when I've gone through difficult moments individually, collectively, losing out in that titanic struggle with Wrexham. But they found a way.
Well, they did too. And that's a sign of a good team, Adam. That you've got winners in your side that find a way, however it has come. And you would say 2 fortunate goals here today, but they won't care about that. And I think when you look over the course of the season, they deserve this moment as a football club.
Of course, players involved today who were part of the side that lost to Harrogate back in 2020. And Notts County, at last, at the 4th time of asking, have done it. The world's oldest professional club, restored to the promised land of the Football League. Kyle Cameron, the captain, to be presented with the trophy. The trophy that means that Notts County are back in the Football League, back where they feel they belong. They are the National League playoff winners for 2023.
Brilliant scenes. Congratulations to Notts County. These moments you live for as a professional footballer and as a football fan. The owners have put a lot of time and money into this club to get them back onto their feet again for these moments that you have to enjoy. Because these don't happen too often, Adam, in terms of lifting a trophy at Wembley, playing at Wembley. But I say it time and time again, as emotional and heartache it can be, the playoffs is the best way to be promoted.
Notts County now can celebrate and plan for their return to the Football League. And just before we hand back to Matt, Adam, I'm sure you'd echo this as well. Just thank you to the players involved in the title race, in the playoffs. This season has been an absolute joy to watch, a privilege and a pleasure to cover it. And now Notts County can go and enjoy their success, Matt. Absolutely unbelievable season.